randomness. Or currently I'm reviewing watches on occasion and mostly gun content as we speak. Specifically, this would be the MK18 1,000 round update with a new drop-in velocity trigger. Should be a quick review. So if you like this content, as always, do me a favor, like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And let's get to it. Starting things off, I'll recap. This is my MK18 CQB setup. I've shot well over 1,000 rounds through this gun, and I've included an upgrade, which will be the velocity flat base trigger. And we'll go over that in detail as we move forward. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts of the functionality and just overall. So, 1,000 rounds, no problems. There you go. That's just some of the brass casings. I have that because I'll be reloading. But yeah, no problems at all. I've hit steel using these iron sights at 500 yards. It's not what the gun's designed for, but just want to see if I could do it. I'll post that in the link below. And I've had no problems, like I said. So far, this velocity trigger has been pretty good. I've only put about, I don't know, a couple hundred rounds through it. It needs a lot more testing, but so far it feels pretty good. So I would recommend this gun, absolutely. And if you look at the dust cover, yeah, it's broke. I was taking this gun home from the range, and I took it out the bag and I must have left it open. So I'm pretty hard on my guns. Not that that's being pretty hard, but I don't baby my guns whatsoever. So let's move forward with the review. I'll go ahead and do a trigger pull on this velocity trigger and go from there. And as you can see, that trigger pull was pretty light. We'll go over all the specifics on this trigger now. As you can see here, you have 2 set screws. You tighten those down and they adjust the anti-walking pins. So far it seems to be holding up pretty good. It's only been about 400 rounds, so can't say too much about it. So here we are at the range, testing out the velocity flat face trigger. Making sure it's safe to operate and it's fully functional. 2 most important things. Never do any upgrades to your gun and just assume that your gun is safe to operate. First thing you ought to do is get to the range. Test it out, and test it out. I can't stress that enough. Never assume that any upgrade you just did to your gun automatically means your gun is safe to operate. Also, before you go off and purchase any kind of trigger that has a very light pull, I also highly recommend you go out there, stick with a mil-spec trigger with a very heavy pull, 5.5, 6 pounds or more, depending on a mil-spec trigger. Get used to that. That's going to teach you how to squeeze the trigger and actually pull off 1 round at a time versus accidentally bump stocking your gun, doing multiple rounds when you're not expecting it, making it unsafe for you and everybody around you. So I cannot stress that enough. But that's my rant. I'm sticking to it. So I'm not going to go into that any further, but I just want to put that out there. Anyway, with this flat face trigger, now that my rant is done, the reset on it was pretty good. It's comparable to Geisley triggers if you're used to a single stage Geisley. I still think that Geisley has a better reset, and that's from comparing them both side to side, but I'm gonna get more seat time on this and more range time, that is, and then I'm gonna make my final decision a little later. I don't think I'm gonna replace this trigger again, but so far it's pretty comparable. The one thing that I don't like, and I didn't think this was going to happen with a flat base, I felt my finger sliding up and down versus a curved trigger, you kind of lock your finger in. So when you want a reference point of exactly where your finger is, it's much easier with the curved trigger. Now I've shot with flat base triggers before, but for some reason I just noticed this a little more recently, and that's even with the gloves on, as you see in the video. So other than that, the anti-walking pins, they did exactly what they're supposed to do. I haven't had any problems with that. But we're still new in the game with this trigger. So I'm gonna probably put another 1,000 rounds to this gun pretty soon and do an update on this trigger. But so far, thumbs up for the price, 140, 150 bucks. Somewhere in that ballpark. It's definitely worth the money. I will give it a thumbs up. So that's it, guys. That is my 1,000 round update on the MK18 CQB build. Love it. So far I'm loving the trigger, kind of on the fence between this and the Geisley, going back and forth, I don't know. But yeah, so if you guys got any thoughts and opinions at all of your builds, by all means, comment below. In the meantime, like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.